The Edmonton Oilers are advancing to their first Stanley Cup final since 2006 and have a chance to win their first Cup final since 1990. And the city of Edmonton is absolutely rocking right now, as it should. This team looks absolutely unstoppable right now, and coming into this series versus the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Finals, they were considered to be heavy underdogs, and a lot of major analysts in the hockey world predicted a 4-0 sweep for the Dallas Stars. But that obviously got turned on its head as Edmonton came out and won the Western Conference Finals in 6 games on the back of Connor McDavid, who is their captain, and on the back of Stuart Skinner, who had had a rough Western Conference second round series against Vancouver and had actually been pulled for 2 games, but bounced back in a big way in this series with a 922 save percentage and a 1.91 goals against average in the Western Conference Finals in the biggest games of his career. And in Game 6 to clinch a spot in the Stanley Cup Final, he had a 971 save percentage and allowed only 1 goal on 35 shots as Edmonton was outshot 35-10. And this team has really come around and is playing their best hockey at the right time. In Game 6, McDavid had an absolutely beautiful goal to start off the scoring, putting the Oilers up 1-0, and then had an assist on a Zach Hyman goal, which ended up being the winning goal as the Oilers won Game 6 2-1. And this team has been so resilient, as normally if you get outshot 35-10, it doesn't matter how good your goalie is, you're going to lose a game. But Stuart Skinner and Connor McDavid willed this team to win, and even outside of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who are the two best players on this team and two of the best players in the entire world, this team has stepped up in a huge way. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who is the longest tenured Oiler as of right now, stepped up with 2 huge goals, including the game winner in Game 5 to put them up 3-2 and have a chance to go home and clinch this series. And he has been one of the top scorers in the entire NHL playoffs. And this team has been known to be one of the weaker defensive teams in years past, as well as being a power play heavy team. But throughout this playoff run, the Edmonton Oilers lead the league in 5v5 goals, they lead the league in power play percentage, and they lead the league in penalty kill percentage. One of the biggest attributes of this team's Stanley Cup final run has been their penalty kill, as they have now killed off 28 consecutive power plays for the other team, and that is a franchise record, and I believe also an NHL record for playoff kills in a row. This team has given up only 2 power play goals throughout 3 series. In the first round versus the LA Kings, they didn't give up a single power play goal. And now against Dallas in the Western Conference Final, they also didn't give up a single power play goal against one of the top power plays in the entire NHL. That is incredibly impressive and one of the attributes that the Oilers have lacked for so many years. Their power play also wasn't firing on all cylinders until the last 2 games of the series, but they still managed to find ways to win hockey games and are proving to be so resilient come end of game situations. Even in Game 4, when they were down 2-1 and facing going down 3-1 after 2 quick goals by Dallas, they were able to bounce back and score 5 straight goals and then open up the next game with 3 goals in a row. So the Oilers, after going down 2-0 in Game 4, scored 8 consecutive goals, and in the final 3 games of this series, Stuart Skinner only allowed 4 goals. And Edmonton has come out and dismantled one of the best teams in the entire NHL. Dallas was considered to be a Stanley Cup favorite and a heavy favorite in the Western Conference Finals, and many analysts counted them out, like I mentioned before. But this Edmonton Oilers team has no quit in it. Players like Evander Kane, Zach Hyman, Philip Broberg, Evan Bouchard, and even Darnell Nurse at times have stepped up in huge ways for Edmonton, and Dylan Holloway has been a huge factor for Edmonton with his speed, and even when he doesn't score in a particular game, he makes an impact on so many other levels in terms of playmaking and just getting an offense going. And then if you have one good shift, it translates into multiple good shifts, and you're just going to be able to come out and bring energy going through the game. And sometimes through years past, Edmonton would get down in a series and then you could just count them out because they had no resilient spirit. But this year, that has completely changed. This team is absolutely special, and their penalty kill unit, which has changed up a little bit throughout this series, but their main penalty killers are Derek Ryan, Sam Carrick, Adam Henrique, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Matthias Ekholm. And that penalty kill unit is one of the most impressive features of this team. As, like I've mentioned before, they killed off 28 straight penalties throughout this playoff run and have only given up 2 power play goals, all playoffs long. And this penalty kill has been the reason why they are winning games, as the special teams disparity between being the first ranked power play unit and the first ranked penalty kill unit for Edmonton is winning them games, because if you can have a game where you score 1 power play goal and don't give up a single one, that is already an advantage. And then the Oilers in the last 2 games of the series came out and scored 2 goals on the power play in each game. And that is a 2-goal advantage in each game, because while Dallas had 1 more power play than Edmonton did in last night's game 6, Edmonton still scored 2 power play goals and Dallas did not score 1. An interesting stat that came out of this series is that Dallas did not score on the power play, but Edmonton actually scored a shorthanded goal. So Dallas was -1 on their own power plays. And that special teams disparity is what really changed the tide of the series and allowed Edmonton to win in 6 games. Let me know what you think of the Stanley Cup final, and who do you think is going to win between Florida and Edmonton, and who do you think will win the Conn Smythe Trophy? Anyways, God bless you all. I hope you have an amazing day. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of June. God bless.